From the Keith Vincicalo Studios in Patterson, New Jersey, Green Arrow Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, what is the curse of the little bastard? We'll talk about it. And now your host, JC3.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Is This Real?
Is this real?
Tonight's episode, as Dad said at the beginning, we were talking about the curse of the little bastard. The car itself. Is that okay? Are we good for that one now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Presented by our sponsor, Dubby. We are now talking. Let me tell everybody that's in the booth right now. So, Dad, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Cito, say hello.
Hola.
Mr. West, say hello.
Konnichiwa.
Pope Tony the First.
Vroom vroom.
That's not a hello. That's still not a hello. Say hello, Pope.
Hola.
You're not going to give everybody what they want?
Ciao.
Nope. Still not. That's still not what they want.
I'm a nipple.
Thank you. Fuck. My God. And I'm JC3.
You're right there, Dad.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Dad, are you okay?
I think he had a spit take.
He's not good at all. Ciao.
This episode's starting off smashing me.
Hold on. We'll wait a couple seconds for you, Dad,
Yeah, seriously.
because you can't talk like that. You're not good, are you? He's not well.
I didn't do anything.
The man is not well.
All I did was say hello in a different language.
You said goodbye, too.
In Italy, it's ciao means hello.
It does? No.
It does.
All right, can we go?
Yeah, no,
All right.
we're good. We're ready.
Good. We're ready. We're ready when
Yeah.
Let me know next time I take a sip of water.
you.
Yeah. Okay. So we are talking about the curse of the little bastard, which is the car,
Yes.
which is a. Can anyone help me? I've heard it this way. I've heard it that way. Is it Porsche or Porsche?
Porsche.
I honestly don't know.
This motherfucker says Porsche.
How does Ellen pronounce it?
Ooh.
Porsche.
Oh.
How does she slurp?
Oh. Okay, that was a good one. I'll give it to you. All right. Who's moving? Oh, that's you, Sita?
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay. So
That was good.
we're talking about. Can we get into the episode now?
Yes.
So Anthony, since you have a lot of notes, I'll let you take it away. We'll just react to what you have.
Alrighty then. So James Dean owned, I don't know if he was the owner, but he was definitely driving the fucking thing. Oops, sorry. James Dean died, what, 60?
55.
So it was 55, so 60, what? 5 years? No. 67 years ago, right?
You're not good with math.
I know. September 30th, 1955. He was driving the 1955 Porsche 500 Spyder, nicknamed Little Bastard, and he crashed and fucking died.
It's gonna be all night. Porsche.
Whatever.
Porsche.
And that was actually after a movie, correct?
I don't know if it was after a movie. I mean, he was he only starred in 8 movies.
Yeah.
East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, those are the biggest ones that I would know of. But he only starred in 8, and he was 24 years old when this happened. So he was killed in an auto accident September 30th.
I've never seen Rebel Without a Cause.
He was supposed to be the next big thing. This would be like, if this was today, this would be equivalent to someone like Timothy Chalamet. Like a young, good-looking actor who's on the rise, been a part of
Timothy
some
Chalamet is never mind.
He's been a part of some big movies, and he has a very promising future.
I do also believe that James Dean was the inspiration for the Fonz on Happy Days.
I think
They
you're right.
modeled them after him.
Well, yeah, I could see that. You know who the Fonz is, right, Sita? You don't know who Fonzie is?
Hey.
Arthur Fonzarelli.
Arthur Fonzarelli? My God,
He's young, Joey. He's young.
God, that makes me feel old. No?
Well, September
born
30th,
2002.
1955, near, I'm going to fuck this up, Cholame, I think it's called Cholame, California. He was driving the Spyder. Now, he one of his things was he liked to drive in automobile races, right? And he was a part of different events, and he was traveling because he was going to race the Spyder in a competition. and he crashed at the junction of California State Route 46 and California State Route 41. Let's see.
Okay.
Here, okay, I'm sorry. Before he gets into a crash, about almost a week later. Hold on, what's up? Oh. Before he gets into the crash, a week beforehand, he meets and has lunch with actor Alec Guinness. For those,
Alec Guinness?
yes,
Sir Alec Guinness?
Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi.
From the original Star Wars.
Yes,
Sir Alec fucking Guinness.
he had lunch with Alec in Los Angeles, and he showed Alec, like, look, this is my Porsche. Alec Guinness wrote in his diary, the sports car looked sinister, exhausted, hungry,
Please stop touching the mic.
feeling a little ill-tempered in spite of Dean's kindness. I guess this is back when, like, when you had a diary, you wrote it like you were writing some, like, novel. Because this shit is intricate.
First of all, when the hell do you have a diary?
I don't have a diary.
do.
I have TikTok.
You guys both have.
Yeah, I
diaries?
write journals.
Do you talk like that in your journal?
I write in my journal. I don't know. It depends on my
Do
mood.
you put dear diary?
I mean, this man
of
writes
course
in
not.
prose.
I write very ambiguous.
Ambiguous. That's
I
a
write-
big word of the day. Ambiguous.
I think I write gratitude. I write gratitude in what I'm going to be doing for the day.
I write very ambiguous, but also like do it very specifically to understand what I'm going through or to understand what my thought process was at the time. Anyways,
Okay. So he shows Alec Guinness the car,
I beat off.
and Alex writes in his journal, the sports car looks sinister to me. Exhausted, hungry, feeling a little ill-tempered in spite of Dean's kindness. I heard myself saying in a voice I could hardly recognize as my own, please, never get in it. If you get in that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week. Very, very artsy, the way he worded it, but
Or
this is...
Obi-Wan Kenobi is using the Force.
Yeah.
the Force Ghost was talking to
My
him.
God.
Oh my
The
god!
Force
Alec
is-
Guinness, the Force is strong with that one.
Force is strong with that one.
So he was preparing the car, getting it ready for this race with his mechanic, Rolf Withenreich,
Hey, what?
and his stuntsman, Bill Hickman.
Was that a German mechanic?
I think it was. Ralph Withenreich and Bill Hickman. So
the
the
whitest
original,
name ever, Bill Hickman.
the original idea was to just tow the fucking car to the races, but the German felt it would be better if Dean used it and got a feel for the engine. You know, just drive the motherfucking car there. And you know what? Dean said that's a good idea. On the way, the police pulled over Dean outside of Bakersfield for speeding.
How fast was he going?
It doesn't say.
He was
But-
going a whopping 45 miles an hour.
Oh wait, sorry. Oh no.
And that was fast
It
at
was
those
estimated
times.
to be going 85 miles an hour. on Route
Holy shit.
46.
well, when the crash happened,
Line.
when the speeding ticket, I don't know, but
My fucking Christ.
he was going 85 miles an hour when a guy named Donald Turnipseed. That's a very
an actual
agricultural name. Turnipseed was driving a Ford two-door. He decided to make a sudden turn onto Route 41, and the impact sent the Ford 40 feet down the road. It ejected the German from the porch, and he was like,
Porsche.
"Hey yeah!" and went flying.
Porsche.
This was not part of the plan.
We're gonna get suspended one
Dean-
time for that.
Was pronounced dead. Oh, was pronounced dead.
Dead OA
Yes,
or
Dead-
Day AF.
he was dead as fuck. By the time they got to the Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital at 6:20 p.m. The car was a total loss, and if you've seen pictures of it online, it's pretty fucking obvious why.
Yeah, it's not-
It
doesn't
was
look good.
fucked up
Fucked.
beyond recognition.
It was fucked.
Looks pretty bad.
But so the
He can fix it.
the car was still sold though.
That's just a fixer-upper.
And this is what happened after the car was sold. So the first person to own it was a guy named Dr. William Eisreich. These are all weird fucking names. I'm going to butcher them. He bought the car from a salvage yard in Burbank, and he decided to strip it for parts.
Nice.
He installed the engine into his Lotus
Nine.
9, thank you, race car, and he loaned the transmission and suspension parts to some friends and a guy named Troy McHenry, another racer. The good doctor died. The good doctor crashed the Lotus at a 1956 car race. He survived, but McHenry didn't. The guy that he loaned parts to, yeah, he got into a crash. He hit a tree and was killed in the same race. So now this car has taken out 2 people and injured a third. Well, sorry, injured a fourth. I don't know if the German guy that was working on the car with Dean lived or not. I mean, he was thrown from the car, assuming he's fucking dead, but I don't know.
So at an impact at 85 miles an hour plus whatever the other person was going at.
Yeah.
There's a formula for that, and I really don't know.
He crashed. Yeah, he crashed. He crashed harder than the Third Reich.
If you're crashing from the rear, like however fast you're going plus however fast they're going, you're hitting them at 100 and whatever miles an hour.
Well, just remember, everybody, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, this car has fucked up 4 people at least. Then George Barris buys the car, and he says, "I'm going to rebuild it."
Well, hold on, before you go any further, George
Yeah.
Barris, he was known as the king of customs. What he did was, he's the same guy who made, for the Munsters, the Dragula.
Yes.
He made a couple of them, and he made the Munster coach, and he made a few of them, which Butch Patrick now.
So he's
owns.
a custom car maker.
Right. He
Yeah, the
does
king of
that.
customs.
He does that kind of stuff, and he does it for other people too. But go on, Anna.
So the King of Customs buys it, and he said, "I'm going to rebuild it." Now the frame was fucked. You're not going to rebuild that frame. He knew that. The Porsche was loaned to the.
Porsche.
That car was the Spyder. Fuck you. The Spyder was loaned to the LA chapter of the National Safety Council, and it went on like this weird tour. Like it got just shown around. Like, look, this is what happens when you drive 85 miles an hour and a guy cuts you off. Don't do the thing. That was like from 1957 to 1959. And in 1959, while in storage in Fresno, the car caught fire.
Fucking Christ.
But it's in storage, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just in storage, and the fucking thing caught fire. It didn't happen, I mean, often or at all. This is the only fire I think has been reported about this car. And it only had very little damage. 2 melted tires and some singed paint.
Not bad.
And the fire did not spread to any other vehicle in storage.
Different.
So, I mean, fire spreads. What was the accelerant here? What was the, you know what I mean? Like, what was the ignition? Why did this thing catch fire? And why did it stay
It's the remix to ignition.
only to the fucking Porsche?
Yeah, it's a weird situation. It just makes no sense.
Well,
So-
I mean, it is a weird situation to sit there and say that there's a car that caught on fire, but nobody. How close were these cars in comparison to
It
each other?
doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Because if you
you
these
think storage, though, there's got to be a couple feet between them.
is it like a storage for a car place, or was it in like a storage room?
No, I think it was for the car place. It's not like, you store it down
Because
the street.
that
If
ti- that
George
car-
Barris bought it and he was bringing it around, George Barris.
He's not storing it with other cars. He's storing it by himself.
No,
right?
no. He's storing it in his garage where he keeps, other cars. Because George Barris is meticulous. You don't build cars like that for the
Well, that's
monsters.
if he's that meticulous, then I don't think he's storing it that closely next to other cars. Then.
Well, either way, how did it catch fire by itself in storage? Please
that's
explain.
that's the mystery.
The curse builds.
The devil.
It's a big mystery.
Barris sold 2 of the
It's
tires,
The devil.
and they both blew at the same time, and the new owner was like, "What the fuck, Barris?" He sold 2 of the tires from that fucking car that both blew up at the same time, and the owner ran the owner off the road. So
I
the
got a
curse
question.
continues.
Where the fuck is this car now?
We don't know.
What do you mean we don't know?
I'm getting there. Don't jump ahead of me. Don't jump ahead of me.
Check the time real
dear
quick.
God in heaven, I hope he bought
Don't
my
jump
car.
ahead of me because, we're not.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short little break, and we'll be right back just to talk more about where this car is today. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm JC3,
And I'm Mr. West.
and this episode is brought to you by Dubby. Made by professionals in the USA, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash.
No jitters.
Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, including the patented neurofactor.
No factor.
You know what Dubby doesn't give you?
What's that?
No calories,
No calories.
no sugars,
No sugar.
no fillers,
No fillers.
and no artificial flavors. When the raw ingredients arrive to their FDA-registered and inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP guidelines. They undergo a quarantine while a small sample of each ingredient is taken to test for any impurities, while also being tested to ensure that the ingredients are actually what they are supposed to be and have the proper dosage.
And once the ingredients pass all the tests, then they're cleared to get mixed into the formula. So head on over to w.gg and use our offer code IsThisRealPC for 10% off your first order. That's DUBBY.GG and use the code IsThisRealPC for 10% off. They have great flavors such as Galaxy Grenade, Dub Sludge, Passion Joy Tea, Monkey Madness, and Dragonade. My personal favorites.
Dragonade's right here. I got Dragonade right here. Delicious.
Drink Dubby.
And be better.
These products are not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, this is JC3 speaking. If you want to know more about Is This Real Podcast and our parent company Green Hour Media, then visit greenhourmedia.org. You can find and follow all of our social media pages through our website. If you love our content, then you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Patreon page. Remember, that is greenhourmedia.org.
Welcome back to Is This Real, presented by Dubby Energy Drink. Go out and get yourself some Dubby now at dubby.gg. Punch in Is This Real PC. In the code, you get 10% off your first order. And we're talking about
The Porsche,
Porsches, whatever you want to call it.
Dean's car.
James Dean's car, which is
The
now
car,
in
yeah.
pieces.
the little bastard.
The little bastard
You're
is...
going to be shocked to find out where the axle is.
Well, the little bastard is scattered in pieces now, just like how James Dean was.
Yep.
No.
Oh dear God!
No, okay,
Yikes.
so... What? Did I say something wrong?
You kind of didn't. All right. So when we last were here, George Barris sold 2 tires off the 550 in the fucking blue, right?
Correct.
The car also fell off a display in Sacramento and broke a hip of a bystander.
What the fuck?
It was just there, and the next thing you know, it was on top of Teddy.
Oh my god.
The car is being transported back to Barris, and the truck driver lost control, and the driver was ejected from the vehicle, and the Porsche fell out of the truck and landed on the driver and killed him.
My God.
But here's the crazy shit. When the cops got there, the Porsche was gone.
What?
Excuse me?
The little bastard was never recovered from the scene of the accident. By the time the police arrived on scene, it was nowhere to be found, and no one has seen James Dean's Porsche Spyder since.
Pardon me?
Oh, someone's holding it in a cell. Not a cell, but a storage somewhere.
I got a little something, not a little side note here. It said, the whereabouts of James Dean's Porsche 550 Spyder, little bastard, are a bit of a mystery. But the supposed transaxle was purchased by, wait for it, Zach Bagans.
Zach Baggins.
Whatever, and put on display in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. They reportedly purchased it for $382,000
Jesus fuck.
to reside in Zach's museum.
That's right.
You guys know who Zach Baggins
So
is,
where
right?
the fuck did he find
Maybe.
it? He had to know
That
where.
was back in 2001.
You know the hold on. You guys know the show Ghost Adventures?
Yes,
I think that's what it is, right?
Yes.
That he's the head of that supernatural team that does it. It's the guy with the thick glasses, black
Okay.
hair.
Yeah, okay, you just
Yeah.
had to say
Yeah.
that.
Now, here's the thing.
He's fucked up, by the way. That man's fucked up.
Here's
I
the
love
thi-
it.
Here's the thing. I gotta clarify something. That was 1960, the last time it was seen. So this car has been missing for almost 63 years. Now, when I said that the car, if the driver lost control, the car landed on him and killed him after the guy was ejected from the truck, I don't mean like the Porsche Spyder itself fell on the guy.
Right.
It was in a box car. So the guy was ejected from the truck and the box car rolled on top of him, which is a gruesome way to go. That had the Spyder in it. But when they opened up the box car, it wasn't there. So I made it sound like the car itself landed on the guy and then it drove itself off into the
Right.
sunset.
No, but I was thinking from like one of those like cartoons. The car just like tiptoed away from the scene.
It sounded like that rubber movie or that tire movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no! Fuck rubber.
No. It was the guy got into an accident basically the trailer rolled on top of him and killed him, but the Spyder was in the trailer, and when they opened it up, the Spyder was gone. So we don't know what happened to it. The Auto Museum, the Volo Auto Museum in Illinois, has an outstanding reward offer of $1 million for this fucking thing.
1 million kajillion billion dollars.
Here's the weird shit. After an episode of Brad Meltzer's Lost History, which aired in 2014, the museum was contacted by a man who said that he was 6 years old and was present when his father and other men put the wreckage behind a false wall in a building in Whatcom County, Washington, which means that they stole the fucking car from some point.
Right.
And they hid it in a building behind a false wall in Washington. And he was able to give up some details that supported his claim that not many people would know about the car. And he passed a polygraph test, which ultimately doesn't mean shit, because if you know how to lie, you can pass a polygraph test.
Right.
That's why they're not admissible in court. But he has denied to tell, he has not revealed the building's location until he has a signed deal in place for the money. And once that happens, then he will reveal, the whereabouts of the car, which is fucked up, because he's like, I'll tell you where it is, but I want the deal first. No. You come to us with the car, we verify it's the car, then we give you the money.
Well, that's what they're going to be at a standstill, because unless somebody, you'll get some crazy bastards that'll want this. But now, how does Baggins, how does he know, that he spent $382,000? How does he know
because
what he was buying?
I'll tell you how, because
it's certified.
Yeah, because parts, like every car part has a serial number on it.
Right.
And back when Dr. William, whatever the fuck his name was, Eichreich, bought the Porsche, he had stripped it for parts
Porsche.
for most stuff.
Oh, okay. So I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. There was parts out there, but
Yes.
the car itself is missing.
Yeah, the chassis and
Okay,
yeah,
that I understand.
and stuff like that. So some parts went to different cars, which also wound up crashing and burning. The tires blew on some guy. So like parts of the car went places. That's how Baggins got that. Here's something that's awesome. In 2019,
Awesome. Is this any of this awesome?
kind of.
Imagine
in
being that guy
2019,
to
sorry, in
get a piece of part
2021,
by accident.
huh?
Imagine being the guy just to get a part by accident. It's like, hey, I have a part for you. I found it.
Without you knowing, and then
You
they
just
find out
bought
later.
the random part on eBay.
He's like, you just bought the random part on eBay. Next thing you know, you're on a T-shirt.
Rest in peace to my mans.
Hey
That
yo.
would suck, bro.
In 2021, a set of 30 photos were sold for $25,000. You ready for this?
Pictures.
Pictures of the accident. They were collected by a lawyer representing the insurance company of the forge driver, Donald Turnipseed. And they were black and whites, images of both the Ford and the Porsche, and the junction, nothing that was ever shown to the public. This was all for insurance purposes. They were used as evidence in a lawsuit, and sorry. So I gotta take something back. The German that worked on the thing, he survived.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
He did.
Yes, he
One
did.
less body.
Thanks.
He was an injured passenger, and he was the one in court because he was suing the insurance company of Turnipseed. So, but they settled out of court. It dropped and never went to trial. So the lawyer held on to the pictures and bequeathed them to his son, and then he put them up for sale, and they sold for $25,000. And the pictures sold in 2021, and any copyright claims are left to be explored by the buyer, which means whoever bought them has the right to release them to the public, or to just keep them and say that he has some gore porn of the crash that killed James Dean.
And yes, that is a thing. Gore porn is a thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's
There's
amazing.
a whole website dedicated to just gore
I have
porn.
several.
How do you know?
They're all bookmarked.
Are
I
you
have them
guys
bookmarked.
running it? Are you guys actually, this is a confession or something? Because
No.
You're making everybody out there
Confession?
seem like,
No, I'm not
crazy.
ashamed. Don't
No,
put a t-shirt
stop.
on.
Well, for me,
I want that on a mug.
it's a TikTok.
Yeah.
I see this stuff on TikTok where don't go to these websites, and people have this whole database of just crime scene investigation photos.
Well, yeah, there's
Oh, yeah,
that.
we discussed that on
Yeah,
our
we
one
discussed
show.
that on
Yes,
one of the
there are
podcasts.
these websites dedicated.
Like it's
to
just like this would be probably up there with it. Like I mean, I know it's not crime scene event. What?
it is a crime.
It is not a crime scene.
Well,
it's,
he
it's
was
a-
breaking the law by going 85 miles an hour. He's a criminal.
But, see, I got a question though. You know, I do.
I was almost like he deserves it again. No.
The part of this, you know, the curse thing aside, he couldn't have been all there. I mean, I know 24, young, dumb, full of cum. I get all that, but
That's going on a T-shirt also.
but. You know what? You got to use your brains a little bit. Look at that fucking car. The windshield is this fucking big. Okay? It's like a glorified go-kart, you know, with a really high-powered engine in it. That would be like making a go-kart with a jet engine in it.
Woo!
It doesn't make sense to put your life on a line
Now you're
like
talking
that.
about
Mario
Karts.
Kart
Yeah.
64.
I mean, why didn't he just visit the local zoo and get in the fucking lion cage? It's the same fucking thing, this stupid bastard. That's just my take.
The stupid bastard and the little bastard.
They go hand in hand.
And
It's
for all
kinda
you
like a
James Dean
nursery
fans
ride.
out there,
How many
fuck
James
you.
Dean fans are there?
Yeah, they're all
it's
gonna be
James
your
Dean
age
we're
or
talking about
older.
now. You know,
Not that James Dean dad, you perverted fuck.
He looks just like him
he
too.
does.
Anywho.
And he's just as stupid.
What's
He
the
is.
time? Time. Give me the time,
Oh,
please.
sorry.
For fuck's sake. We have another 5 minutes to spare here. Listen, with this whole situation now, it's hard to see because again, we're spreading off the parts here, and those parts have caused accidents. Not
That's what
those
she
specific parts. I don't know if can we say that those parts on those cars caused the accidents that happened.
Yes, you could definitely say the blown tires. You have 2 tires from the Spyder that caused an accident. You see, there's. I don't know about the one that killed Doctor. No, not the doctor.
Can we talk about the bystander that got injured?
Well,
Like,
there's that too.
My boy just walking
You
down
have
the street
Troy
one day.
You have Troy McHenry, who was using parts of the transmission and suspension in his car, and he hit a tree going really fast and died. It was like,
was it because of?
that's my question. I don't
Was
know.
it because of the suspension, or was it because that
Well,
he
let
was
me-
driving really fucking
Well,
fast?
why don't
I
Dad
mean,
talk for a minute? Let me do some quick Googleizing.
I just got a question. Has anybody done any research into who, you know, like where did James Dean purchase this car from, and what was the chain of custody before that? Did it belong to a voodoo priestess? Did he cut somebody off and somebody cursed them or cursed the car? Because the curse had to start somewhere.
You know what
if
it-
in fact
no,
it's
I
a
can't even-
curse.
I
It
can't
just
even
doesn't
say that.
appear.
I'm like because it's the same time period around the same area. He crisscrossed with Anton LaVey, but it's a little 10 years earlier. So
You
but
can't
just
blame
imagine
everything on Anton LaVey now. Come on.
that would have been cool if that did.
That
happen,
was
though.
so. It says here. This is off of type550.com, which was, I think it's a website devoted just to the parts of the Spyder.
People
It
have
says-
a lot of time on their hands.
People, gearheads are a different breed, man. They are a different breed of people.
They really are.
They're amazing.
I love them. I love all you car guys.
And
yeah.
gals.
Pause.
The
I
white
have
Spyder
no
with
clue what you guys talk about, but you guys have your place. in the world.
Yes. I just sit there and nod and smile.
Yeah.
I saw a guy make a freaking Game Boy SP into a freaking manifold gauge for him to read his freaking boost pressure on his turbo.
See, I don't know anything you just said there.
I don't know.
Yes, Eric, right?
like that's insane.
Okay, so you ready for this? So the crash that killed McHenry, he was offered the front and rear suspension parts from the Spyder that James Dean drove. October 1956, with the parts fitted, he entered a number of races at Pomona. In the 3rd race, he lost control on lap 1 due to steering issues and crashed into a tree, killing him instantly. Steering issues.
Why are
Does
you
that have-
racing around trees?
What the fuck? Dad, steering issues have nothing to do with the front and rear suspensions, correct?
Steering issues?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it would be the front. Yeah. You know, it
Your
actually,
front- your-
it depends
if
on where.
if your shocks are bad, then your suspension gets thrown off from that. From
Yeah,
that
it could
aspect.
fuck it right up. You
Um,
know.
If he's racing too, then he's stomping on his front brakes.
Why are
could
you
be-
giving
he
me the
could-
finger? I didn't say
I
anything.
don't know, you're shaking
he
your
could be
head.
fucking up his. Well, I mean, the suspension really wouldn't have to do with the braking system. Does it?
You know what?
Yes.
You need a part in a car to make the car go room. All right, that's what it comes down to.
Yes, but if this is the part that was given to him and it was in the Spyder that James Dean owned, and that's what went, and he crashed. That's fucking weird. Like, it'd be like, okay, that part was still okay to put into the car. Why did it suddenly go bad? The front and rear suspension.
I have a question. Do you think
What if it was a way to get
Let-
assassination?
I'll put this in the minds of everybody before we take a break, all right? Could it be possible that even though like maybe the car itself wasn't cursed when James Dean got into the car accident, but James Dean's ghost could be haunting the car parts after?
Well, then you're going a different. I got one thing. Well, when you come back from break.
All right.
And real quick, Dad, just to answer your question.
I was gonna go to break.
The 550 was completed. The car itself was completed on July 15, 1955. The Spyder was destined to the West Coast of the United, ordered by actor James Dean, who traded his Porsche Speedster
Right.
for one of the new 550s from Porsche dealer Johnny von Neumann at Competition Motors.
Oh, so it was brand new.
The car was delivered on September 21st, and he had it for 9 days before he decided to drive it to the race, and then
Yeah, but you're
He
right.
didn't make
But
it.
over the coming weeks, there's the problem here now. Dean, without the experience to handle the car,
yeah.
okay, you know what? I'm going to get into this after break.
Thank you. We will take a short little break, and we'll be right back to end the episode about whether we think the curse of Little Bastard is real and whatever stuff Dad has to offer. We will be right back.
If you liked this video today, please click the like and subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification icon to keep up with all our videos.
Welcome back, everybody, to Is This Real? Presented by Dubby. Again, go to dubby.gg, type in Is This Real PC, all one word, in the code area, and you get 10% off your order. You're welcome. But we are talking about more about.
welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. We were talking more about the curse of the Little Bastard. And Dad, you had a little more information before we get into whether we believe this is a curse or not.
I did find out why it was called the Little Bastard. It was called the Little Bastard because Jack Warner from Warner Brothers called James Dean a little bastard after James Dean refused to vacate his East of Eden trailer on the Warner Brothers lot. Get the fuck out of here, you little bastard! There you go.
All right, so Dad.
So
Okay, Dean spent the first. I'm sorry. Let me catch my breath here. He saw a need for speed with the Speedster, but he wasn't really what he wanted, so he got the 550 Spyder. He didn't have the experience to handle the car and was involved in a number of incidents, leaving the Spyder scarred. As maybe he got pissed off. I don't know. As seen in many of the photos taken of Dean, he had at least 2 minor stunts on the streets, resulting in a missing driver's side turn signal lens and a rushed silver paint spray job without masking the black rubber gasket around the oil cooler cover. So he was, before he got into the accident, he had no regard at all, this guy. He was, maybe he was a little bastard at the time.
he was a rebel without a cause.
He was, yeah, well, you know what? In F-24, he's a dead rebel without a cause. You know what? You take your little dickie, and you're dead now. You're not gonna. You don't
Treble.
get.
You're gonna blame the victim here?
You don't get a chance now. You
Well,
want to
see,
be
Dad doesn't want to
stupid?
blame the car, so he's going to blame the victim.
No. I'm not sold that it's not a curse.
Well, let's just put it like, okay, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if you're driving 85 miles an hour, you have to get blamed.
Yeah. No. Okay.
It's
okay.
a wee bit irresponsible.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. There's only one reason why I believe it's a curse. A guy walking got killed. He wasn't even there. He was nowhere near the car until that one moment. He was killed. That's a curse.
Wait,
Yeah,
which guy?
The innocent bystander. He was minding his
Oh, the
own
one that the
business.
car fell on?
Yes.
No, that one just broke his hip.
Okay, well, still, he was attacked.
He was attacked. He was attacked.
He was
By the car.
attacked.
Okay, so Dad, let me just, you don't believe it's a curse.
Well, if I'm gonna err on the side of caution, without knowing with the dealer that you mentioned before what he was into or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it has an earmark of a curse. I do believe it. I do believe the curse was put there by somebody or someone. Again, that's not knowing the guy who built it and sold it to him, his backstory.
let's just
Or
put
was
it.
just made with the rest of the fucking
Yeah, it was a
was
regular
just a
model that
off
just.
the line car.
Yeah, it was brand new.
Well, I know that, but somebody. Well,
Or I have a question. Like
but
I
again,
said,
if somebody
like
did
I
it, there
said
was a curse, it had to go before him.
like I said before the break, do you think it's not that somebody cursed this? It's that James D died in the car, and I'll go with the supernatural thing. If you guys saw the supernatural curse episode, James Dean haunts every part of that fucking car.
So
Well,
the
you
ghost
might-
is doing triple duty?
Nobody's gonna say no.
It's a ghost. I mean, how the hell are you gonna sit there and know if they can't like,
That's
yeah, like you
dumb.
can't attach yourself to different
Well,
things?
to be honest with you, Joey, I mean,
I know it's not Voldemort. Like he can't. It's not a Horcrux.
Let's
Dad doesn't know what that is.
look at it.
You don't know what a
logically.
Horcrux is?
I was never too much into it. I read one book.
How?
I read one book and that's it.
Okay.
Are you and I the only ones in the group?
We're the
that
only
got that?
ones.
Okay.
I mean, Wes maybe, but he's asleep, so.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Cool.
Look at this logically. I mean, if you think that this guy came back and he's haunting the stuff, and now the car was on a train, and somebody else got killed.
Well, it wasn't a train. He was driving. It was on a
No,
trailer.
I thought it was on a train. With
No. It was on a trailer that
tra-
that the driver was driving, got into a car
So
accident.
it said it was in a boxcar.
Yeah, it was in a fucking like
Oh,
box
okay.
car.
I'm sorry, I misinterpreted that.
That's yeah. It was a truck.
Okay, so then all of a
Box
sudden
truck.
it
Box
disappeared,
Thank you.
and somebody got killed. Human spirits don't have that kind of power. So that's something I'm going to tell you right now. Unless he was in league with Satan, you know,
No, not that he was in league with Satan, but he could be a vengeful spirit.
it
There's
still doesn't matter. He's not going to move that car out of here, and he's not going to
he
steal
didn't
it from
move
there.
it. I mean, well,
It
okay.
went disappearing. Okay, now.
Well,
for all
see
the
that
parts-
one could just be not human error, but someone might have just stole the fucking car.
I don't know. To me, you're asking me for. I think it's a curse because the parts where they cause other problems. I do believe yes, this car somehow was cursed, or maybe somebody cursed him, and somehow it transformed
Onto the car
Onto
itself.
the car itself. I mean, that's just my take. Sounds crazy. I understand, but that's what I'm going with.
All right. See, though, just for the fact that the innocent bystander got hit.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, okay, everyone else, anything can happen while you're driving. That's true. You know, someone could be speeding. You know, you're just trying to turn left lane. Next thing you know, you get hit. Whatever. Sure. But the guy was just minding his own business, and then he just broke a hip.
I was
of that.
minding my goddamn business.
I was just here for the car show.
Exactly. He was just here to look around,
and
and
that
next thing
motherfucker
you
is
know
walking around with a broken hip. Damn you, James Dean.
It's like it seems weird that literally everyone who has had a piece, something's bad happened.
I think what we should do going forward is have an "Is This Real" seance. Let's find a medium.
Nope.
We're not doing no
We'll
seances.
We'll have a seance and try to
Nope.
dig him up.
Nope, Dad.
No.
Although, hold on. So we're at, we're like Joey's like,
You know,
let's.
hold on. No, I have been talking to one girl on TikTok that does tarot cards. You could ask her. She does seances.
Well, let's ask her.
I don't want to do that. I'm good. That's opening a door to a different world. I'm good.
We would
So
never
about
get
I understand.
famous.
I understand you don't. If whoever's out there don't believe that stuff, I truly believe that stuff, and I would like to
Fortune favors
that
the
dude.
bold.
I would like to keep that door closed. All right.
What
You're
if
gonna
we
walk
get
through a
ghost
couple of bucks.
listeners?
Anywho,
Gentlemen,
Is there ghost listeners?
I just found something that's gonna blow this wide open.
Was there another bystander?
No.
another guy got murked.
Does anyone know who Vampira is?
Yeah.
You know who was Vampira, Dad?
I think
Well,
I'm
she
half
was
right, too young.
she was like Svengoolie.
Who was that?
Bro,
guys
like,
don't know who Svengoolie is?
no, I don't know how to pronounce
Oh.
that either. So like,
Svengholie. Svengoolie.
Motherfucker.
Svengoolie is what he does is they have like on MeTV they have they'll do a horror movie every Saturday night and he hosts it.
Okay, so
That's
you're
what
like
she did with
Elvira.
Right.
Elvira.
Right.
Okay. Her real name was Malia Nurmi. She was a Finnish American actress.
Cute as a
Vampira.
button too.
Well, apparently, Vampira and James Dean knew each other, and they got into an argument, public argument, about satanic powers.
What?
Nice.
oh,
You know what? I had this weird thing in the back of my mind. It's like, what if there was some
Hold
kind of
on, my
satanic
mind was
power?
just like taken apart there. That was pretty good. I like that. There's
So the story can be gleaned from incidental. This is from a guy named Jason colavito.com. It's a blog that he runs. The story can be gleaned from incidental references in a number of books, but it's usually not given in full. So he's pulled as many details together as he could to get much as he can of the full story. Some of it's from a 2000 book on Nurmi, another one's from a 2014 book on Nurmi, another one's from James Dean, 1975 biography. So listen to this. Around the time Dean spent a night in 1954 terrorizing Marilyn Monroe with a motorcycle at the Chateau Marmont, and he was chatting with Vampira, and I'm trying to speed read this. He'd been intrigued by the press accounts that she practiced witchcraft, and like Monroe, he was a friend. She was a friend of the screen idol Marlon Brando, who had in turn angrily demanded Dean to stop stalking him and recommended him a therapist.
The Godfather?
Yes. At the time, Dean and Nurmi were evenly matched. He was an up-and-coming TV actor. She was newly minted TV star with ambitions. They became fast friends, but neither understood what the other one was really after. I'm just trying to find the part. So Dean talked of death quite a bit, to the point where Nurmi started to realize that while she was putting on a macabre character for fun, Dean wasn't just playing along. One night she asked him why he was so obsessed with death, and he said to her, "That's the only way I'll ever have any peace." The fascination Dean at first felt for Nurmi faded fast when the real woman failed to match his imagined version. So it's she's like, "Motherfucker, I'm just a character. You need help.
You need Jesus."
Seriously. So
maybe, hold up, that opens, so maybe it's not, obviously she was just playing character. Maybe it's not her bewitching him. Maybe James Dean was into the occult himself.
Maybe,
you don't know. But
he said,
something's not right
but
here.
here's the thing. He turned around and said this in a column. He said, "I don't go out with witches. I dig dating cartoons even less. I have never taken Vampira out, and I should like to clear this up. I have a fairly adequate knowledge of satanic forces, and I was interested to find out if this girl was obsessed by such a force. She was a subject for which I wanted to learn. I met her and engaged her in conversation, and she knew absolutely nothing. She used her name characterization as an excuse for the most infantile expression you can imagine." Why was James Dean looking up satanic forces?
Because
That car was cursed, folks.
no, it's either it was cursed, or his ghost now, because he was dealing with satanic forces, is haunting those parts.
Yeah, he
It's
died.
still cursed. Either way, the
This
car
is
is
a
cursed.
curse, but
In the end, it doesn't matter if it was cursed before he died or after he died. It cursed.
I'm telling you, that's what this motherfucker was doing seances by himself.
I think we can all agree that something is definitely wrong.
Yeah, no,
We can
something
all
was
agree that
wrong.
I'm never buying car parts off eBay anymore.
His death crippled her career because she was seen as his last girlfriend and possibly a satanic presence.
Damn.
So,
Good job, Anthony.
so
Good
by
job
her
digging it out,
dying,
yeah.
by him
Damn.
dying,
Wow.
in 1956, there was a cover story about Nurmi's dark magic, calling her James Dean's Black Madonna. She tried to embrace it. She photographed herself at a satanic altar and attended a Halloween party with an actor who was made up to look like the corpse of James Dean. And she would say that she received messages from beyond the grave through a radio. So she tried to play it up in her shit, but no.
Okay, to be honest, if it is his ghost, I would be mad too if someone
No.
tried to play off my death just to continue forward.
I'm gonna get that bitch back. After that, she tried to attach herself to Liberace and Elvis.
Both in one and the same.
Didn't really happen for her.
They both shop at the same store.
That's not fair. Liberace shopped where the Pope shops. Okay, there's difference.
Okay, so let's just rework that. From that situation, Dad, curse.
Absolutely cursed.
Cito, curse.
Yes, bystander.
Eric, curse.
That's a thumbs up.
That's
with
a thumbs up.
snort.
He says yes. Anthony.
I'm gonna say that there's probably, if he was dabbling, what the fuck? Those are my glasses.
Oh, these are yours.
Yeah, those
I
are
thought
mine.
They're hiding upstairs.
Yeah, I left them here 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I thought they were cabins. Okay, well, they're over here when you need them.
All right. I think the fact that he was fucking with Vampira, and he was trying to feel her out for
Or up.
that too. And he's like, hey, he's like that weird kid's like, hey, you like the devil? And she's like, I'm just a character. I sign autographs.
What would the Pope say, Jan?
What would the Pope say? You no fuck with him. Mr. James Dean, he was a good actor, but now he burning in hell. You know to fuck with the Satan. Say he's a bad juju. I'm the Pope. I say no to this. No. I know. I don't need no Porsche 550. I have a Pope mobile. No, the Pope mobile.
I wonder, just for shits and giggles, what if they had to put one of those parts of that thing in the Pope mobile? Would one weigh
They would
the other?
cancel each other out and the car would explode. And then the car would resurrect itself.
Battle of the
Just
greatest.
like Jesus.
Anywho, I'm gonna say this.
I didn't even give you my answer.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Now that we found out that Jimmy here was dabbling in the dark arts, yeah. I mean, he still makes some good sausages, but... Oh, that's a different Jimmy Dean.
Oh my God! That poor cowboy just fucking rolled over in his grave.
Fuck this guy. Good actor, but he was messing with shit he shouldn't have messed with, and he bit the big bazooka.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna be in that same car. I think again we're all gonna agree on this one. I think this is a curse.
This was a
I
curse.
think
Whenever
did not
you
deserve
sit
it.
there, whenever you sit there and dabble with the occult and dabble with, again, not all the time, because there's a lot of, depending on what long distance thing you choose as far as religion, whenever you dabble with satanic forces, there's definitely something there.
Well, the seance thing is off now. Forget that.
It's gonna be postponed. That could be a Patreon exclusive.
Yes, if you want-
Watch the Is This Real crew curse themselves for an eternity for your $5 a month pledge.
Yes, that's what it is. Our house curses, the fucking garage door falls on us.
Look around. We got a head start.
I fall through the stairs, all the good things.
That'll most likely happen anyways.
Fuck you, Cito.
I mean, Vampira is dead too now. She died in 2008, so yeah.
All right, so
it's just weird. Like when you met, I don't know who it was who mentioned maybe he's dealing with dark shit. I'm like, I just did a quick Google search. I'm like, did James Dean ever fuck with Satan?
I did say
Boom,
something. Did I
first
say
thing.
something? Was it?
did James Dean send a friend request to Satan?
You know what's funny? In all the stories that you read, like the stuff that
Nobody
we dug
tells
up,
you that James
nobody
Dean was
said a
into the
word
occult.
about that. You had to dig that up.
Well, I mean, and I'm not like, it's not like a conspiracy theory that he was fucking around with.
These are actual quotes, though.
Vampire. No, there's an actual article. I'm looking at the picture now. It was there's a book called Vampire, the Witch That Took Down This Hollywood Legend. And right across it says, James Dean's Black Madonna, the most chilling and tragic love story in Hollywood. And the whole time she's just sitting there going, I'm a fucking cartoon. This is not who I am. And he's just there all brooding and shit like, the devil's real. And she went, fuck off.
The devil's my savior.
How much, like the one guy said on his blog, how much of this he had to pull from different biographies. You know what I mean? And we know the biography is not written by the person. They're written
That book
by...
was only $1?
Back then, Joey, $1 was like $50.
$1 was $1.
It went far back then. But he had to pull from different biographies to get like a more complete story about this. So that aside, the fact that there was an article written called James Dean's Black Madonna, and she's Vampira, and she's claiming that he questioned me about satanic shit.
He questioned me about Satan.
That's enough for me to go.
Yeah, see, he would have had his hands really.
Shouldn't have
ready
fucked
to
with
pull
it.
on. Yeah, I think that.
No.
I don't know if it was so much her, but it definitely was him.
Oh yeah,
She's getting blamed. She's like, I just put on makeup.
I just introduced the Saturday cartoons. Why are they blaming me? All right, guys. So across the board, we all say that the Curse of James Dean was a real curse in our opinions from the information we
Well,
got.
no, the
here.
curse of the little bastard.
Yeah, the curse of the little bastard.
He probably
fucking
cursed
that up.
He probably cursed himself on accident.
That's why I'm saying it's the curse of James Dean. Fuck you. It's not the curse of the little bastard. It is the curse of Well, let's just put it like this. I know the car was cursed. It was named Little Bastard. That's what they called it.
Yeah.
But because of the WB guy, they called him a little bastard.
And then
It is the curse of Little Bastard.
That's true. I mean, for him, he thought it was a play. He's like, he called me little bastard. I'm gonna call that my car. You know what I
Don't
mean?
forget too how curses work though. If he somehow fucked around with something and cursed himself, or was dabbling in something, that curse would have easily the energy could have easily transformed, attached itself to.
Well, if he was fucking
that
around
car.
with different aspects of the car, yeah. If he was fucking around with the occult, if he was dabbling in the occult, he's not upstairs.
didn't
He's
give a-
downstairs.
Well, wherever we don't know that. That's I'm not going to make judgment on that. But
Well, I mean,
I think the craziest thing is
if I was gonna go to betting.com, I mean,
who would have stolen the fucking car out of the truck is my question.
Anton LaVey's daughter.
Cultist.
Like the fact that the Spyder is still missing
What if it's cultist?
is a great mystery.
It could possibly be cultists
But,
who are
like-
trying to get back to the original source of Satan's power.
Well, the guy who said he's got it behind a wall or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Why isn't somebody digging into him, like what his story is? Where could
Especially if
this
he
wall
stole
be?
it.
Well,
Wait,
he said
wait.
it's in
He said
it's
there's
in
a million,
Washington,
Huh?
Washington State or
Washington State.
$1 million in Washington
He said his
State.
father and a bunch of his friends hid the fucking car behind this wall when he was about 6 years old. He had details. He passed the polygraph test. He knew things about the car that wasn't public knowledge. So
At
it
6 years old.
at 6. So it lends to the credibility. But he's like, I want it in. I want the money in place. Like I want the money in a bag on the table, and then I'll tell you where the car
Now,
is.
see what you
Can
do
we
with
go on a
that.
scavenger hunt?
Here's what you do with that.
You
I'll
burn
sign
down
you
every
over.
building. And,
I'll sign over whatever money you want. Okay. But here's the deal. It's going to be in this suitcase, and it's going to be in my hand, chained to my body. You take me to the car, and here it is in writing. You get this much money. Here's my lawyer. I notarize the whole thing. Take me to the car. You take me to the car. The suitcase, the briefcase full of this cash is yours. Let's see.
but what happens if the car is fake?
Well, they'll be able to know that no one's going to fake. You got pictures to go against.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
got-
I guess.
You know, like you said before, each car part is what was
Numbered.
the car part 55.00?
Yeah. They're all
So-
numbered individually.
Exactly. So especially on a thing like a Porsche.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I would say, listen, if somebody was out there willing to spend $1 million and just be reckless, tell the guy, listen, I'll give you $500,000 up front. Take me to the car, and I'll give you the other $500,000. And at least if it's a fake, he's only out $500,000. What's a merely
it would have to be
$500,000?
somebody. It would have to be like I don't know, Agnon Khashoggi or something for that kind of money.
What the fuck did you just
I was
call
thinking
me?
more like Elon Musk because he sent the fucking roadster into
Well,
space anyway. But
he-
sure, Egon Khashoggi, let's go with
Elon,
him.
Elon carries that kind of or Elon whatever his
Pocket
name is.
change.
Pocket change.
Him, Bezos, with Bill Gates, any of them.
All right, so we're
They
gonna
could buy the county.
end this episode here.
Real quick, Dad,
What?
what do you think of this, right? The best goth fantasy orgy. Vampira,
No.
Okay.
No.
We're
Lily
No.
Monster,
ending.
Elvira, and Morticia.
Yep, you're off. Nope, he's off.
It
No.
depends. It depends
Yeah,
on what.
I
It
told
depends
you.
on what.
You're
Morticia
not
Adams.
supposed to
If
support
it's a
him.
chick from the previous
Dad,
ones,
I'll shut you off
the ones
too.
that are now, no.
You're not
Get
supposed
off
to
me.
How was
support
her name? I don't
him.
Get
know her
off
name.
my arm. Get
This
off my
episode-
arm. Get off me.
All right. Well, since everyone else is fighting, I'm gonna do it. All
Would you
right. So
pop Lily
that's
Monster?
today's episode, guys.
That's today's episode, guys. Just remember, if you want more of our Dubby products, we're sponsored by Dubby. Go to dubby.gg and
You said W like 15 times in one sentence.
yes,
But W.
dubby.gg, and then when you're done with when you're looking through your purchase, go to the code area, punch in "Is This Real PC?" all one word, and then you get 10% off your entire product. And
And
please
sponsor the show.
and you sponsor our show. And go to our Patreon to sponsor more of our show with our Is This Real True Crime episode. We have another episode that comes out tonight going up. And please, it's only $1 to purchase.
That's true. And,
It's only $1.
and now free on
Joey?
Spotify, completely
Tonight,
free.
as in tonight,
The WGAM radio
Tonight,
show.
the day we record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and probably whenever this goes up too.
So, okay.
Yeah. See,
I was just making sure.
that's why I didn't say what date. I just said tonight because
right.
people are thinking it's tonight.
Okay.
See, I'm there. And if you want on our Patreon, also we do have a $5 tier that you get a free mug. It is a free mug. We
Was it
ship
free or
it.
was it $5?
It is a $5 tier. You get the episodes and a free mug, Anthony. Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
Also,
that's
if you
not-
head over to Spotify, we have a new thing we launched, WGAM Radio.
WGAM
It's-
Radio.
It's a playlist hosted by Dad and Joey, all about music from, they have the Saturday 70s, they have the Friday 80s. It's a good show, and
botching
we're
all
just
the
getting
names.
started.
Yes, we are just getting started. Please go and listen. WGAM Radio, Green Arrow Radio. And from everybody here at Green Arrow Media and Is This Real, everybody say goodnight.
Adios.
Eric, say goodnight.
Motherfuckers.
Poor guy.
We'll catch you next week. What is next week's episode, Anthony?
I don't know, but Wes needs some dubby.
Yes, Wes does need some W. We will put some W in Wes's system as soon as
next week's episode, hold on 1 second, please.
Next week's episode is...
You can find that on
greenarrowmedia.org.
Oh, Dad, you're going to like this one. You ready?
God.
Rasputin's Curse.
Next week is
Ooh.
Rasputin's Curse.
Yes.
I still don't know nothing about that.
And
No idea.
You know
Al,
of Rasputin?
yeah. Oh, and actor Al Brown has passed away.
Thanks.
He died of Alzheimer's.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.
Peace.
Night.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.